let's talk about Facebook. It sounds like Facebook won't be running ads like YouTube. Instead, they'll be standalone, like autoplay ads with sound in a suggested videos stream. I'm not against ad-supported media, obviously, but do you have any idea if we'll be able to just scroll through them or not?
Well, at the moment, they're only running it on the iOS app for the iPhone, and then in very limited circumstances. I think they will do the sort of associated videos by the side of things. And bear in mind that they're going to be getting a considerable amount of revenue out of this also in mapping the consumer behavior of who watches what videos. So it's not just going to be about ad revenue, it's going to be about the personal data that they can collect and how they can monetize that later.
All right, before the show, we were talking about the news feed, and you were saying, your frustration with Facebook is that you just can't see, you can't decide what you see. They have this secret algorithm. They're showing us things that they think that we want to see, and in a way that we're never really sure what they're doing. So do you think that, are you a little bit afraid that they're taking all of this information and using it in some other way?
Well, it's just, I don't think there's anything sinister about it. I mean, it's just that in order to build up a better profile of what kind of adverts and what kind of things will appeal to you, then this, what kind of videos you watch would actually be a very useful way of doing that. It also, I mean, people are getting more and more canny about what they're putting on Facebook because they're aware of what, how the data is being used. So it's just another way to really get to know the Facebook audience and then monetize them in a way which suits them best.
Now, you have a funny piece this week about a Facebook Q&A that Mark Zuckerberg did where he said, among other things, that one day we'll be able to send full, rich thoughts to each other using technology. I assume he meant just, through our brains. Do you have any idea what he was talking about?
Oh, this was serious pie in the sky stuff. I mean, and also very dangerous. I mean, when you think what people are actually thinking inside their heads most of the time, if that went down on Facebook, there'd be wars, there'd be riots, there'd be mass divorces. Although obviously I love my wife dearly, but I mean, it's one of those sort of think piece things where it would be nice if we had it. And obviously they're going into, with things like Oculus, they're going into new ways to actually interact with Facebook and with computer environments. Telepathy, even if it's possible, we're talking 10, 20 years, and I suspect in 10 years we'll still be talking 10, 20 years. I mean, you do have a limited level of neural control over some things, but it's very patchy. You've got to train up a lot of equipment, and it's very expensive. Actual telepathy, where you can just think of Facebook posting, it's not only so far in the future that I'll probably never even see it, and it's also, as I say, rather dangerous because some things are best left unsaid.
Well, I mean, Zuckerberg is really interesting. In his Q&A, he also discussed the real name policy, which is controversial. You have to use your real name on Facebook. He says, he clarifies the real names policy, saying real name doesn't necessarily mean your legal name. It could be the real name you go by or what your friends call you. And he says the real names policy keeps people safe. What do you think about this?
I think it can keep people very unsafe, to be honest. I mean, quite a few people use a different name simply because they don't want to be tracked by an abusive ex-spouse, or they don't want to be accused of being, or they don't want to be outed as a homosexual, or they're just really, not looking to share all that information with Facebook. I mean, Zuckerberg has said that he considers multiple identities to be dishonest, and people should be honest and open, but it's a little bit hypocritical considering the way that he's bought all the properties surrounding his house in San Francisco and shifted everyone out for his own privacy.